1,750. A shirt took 500 hours to make. One person. 500 hours. Spinning thread. Weaving cloth. Sewing. By hand. That same shirt in 1830? Made in 3 hours. By machines. That's not an improvement. That's a revolution. In 80 years, humans changed more than in the previous 10,000 years combined. We built machines that replaced muscle. Then built machines that replaced those machines. We invented the factory. The city. The modern economy. Mass production. The middle class. But the cost? Children working until they died. Air you couldn't breathe. Rivers that ran black. Communities destroyed. Skills made worthless overnight. The Industrial Revolution made everything you see around you possible. Every building. Every product. Every system. It also created suffering on a scale humanity had never imagined. Subscribe now because understanding this changes everything. How we got here. What we sacrificed. And whether it was worth it? Let's go back. To when it started. England. 1760, when one invention changed everything. Why did it start in England? Why not France? China? The Ottoman Empire? 4 reasons. 1. Coal. England had massive coal deposits. Easy to mine. Coal meant energy. 2 colonies. The British Empire controlled cotton from India. Tobacco from America. Raw materials flooded in. 3. Capital. England had banks. Credit. Investment money. 4. Enclosure. Parliament seized communal lands. Forced farmers off. Created desperate workers willing to work for anything. These 4 factors. Coal. Empire. Money. Desperation. Combined. Created the perfect storm. For revolution. Before the revolution, most people lived in villages. Farmed. Made things by hand. At home. The cottage industry system. A weaver had a loom in his home. Worked his own hours. Controlled his craft. His children learned by watching. His wife spun thread. They were poor. But independent. Skilled. Respected. They owned their tools. Their time. Their labor. A master weaver could take pride in his work. See the cloth he created. Know every thread. This system had existed for thousands of years. Slow. Limited. But human. That was about to end. 1764, Stanhill, England. James Hargreaves, a weaver and carpenter, had a problem. His wife spun thread on a spinning wheel. 1 thread at a time. Slow. It limited how much he could weave. He needed more thread. Faster. One day, his daughter knocked over a spinning wheel. It fell. The wheel kept spinning. Vertical. Not horizontal. Hargreaves stared. Had an idea. What if one wheel could spin multiple threads simultaneously? He built it. The spinning jenny. Named after his wife or daughter, history isn't sure. 8 spindles. 1 wheel. 1 person could now do the work of 8. Thread production exploded. Weavers got the thread they needed. But spinners. Their jobs vanished. Overnight. The spinners fought back. They understood. Machines meant unemployment. Starvation. Death. They attacked. Broke into Hargreaves' house. Destroyed his jennies. Burned them. He fled. Moved to Nottingham. Started over. But the idea spread. Other inventors improved it. Made larger jennies. 80 spindles. 120 The spinners lost. They always lost. You can't fight progress. Even when progress means your children starve. 1769 Richard Arkwright, a barber turned businessman, invented the water frame. Bigger. Stronger. Powered by water, not human hands. But too large for cottages. It needed a building. A factory. 1771 Arkwright built the first modern factory. Cromford Mill. Derbyshire. Water-powered. Organized. Efficient. Hundreds of workers. Under one roof. Doing one task. Repeatedly. No longer craftsmen. Machine operators. Arkwright became fabulously wealthy. His workers. Replaceable. Exhausted. Trapped. The factory system was born. And it was hell. The water frame had a limitation. Water. You needed a river. That limited where you could build. 1769 James Watt, a Scottish instrument maker, perfected the steam engine. Not invented a Euro steam engines existed. But what made them efficient? Powerful. Practical. His engine could pump water. Power machines. Drive anything. Anywhere. No river needed. Just coal. Steam power freed factories from rivers. They could build anywhere. Cities exploded. Manchester. Birmingham. Leeds. Factories everywhere. Smoke everywhere. Coal burning constantly. The sky turned black. Literally. But production soared. And that's all that mattered. Who worked in these factories? Everyone. Men. Women. Children. Especially children. Small hands could reach into machines. Clean them. Fix jams. While running. Children were cheap. Couldn't resist. Couldn't organize. Perfect workers. 5 years old. Working 16 hours. In heat. Noise. Danger. The factory owners called it opportunity. Employment. Rescuing children from poverty. The reality? They were buying children from orphanages. Literally. Pauper apprentices. Free labor. Worked until 18. If they survived. The machines never stopped. Workers did. When they fell in. When they collapsed. When their fingers got caught. Machinery had no guards. No safety features. They operated at maximum speed. Always. Accidents were constant. Fingers crushed. Hands severed. Children pulled into gears. Killed instantly. The factory owner's response? Replace them. Another worker. Same position. Next day. Bodies were cheaper than stopping production. Medical care? None. Compensation? None. You died or got crippled. You got replaced. That was industrial efficiency. People flooded into cities. Millions. Manchester in 1750 20,000 people. Manchester in 1850 400,000. 20 times larger. In 1 century. They came for factory work. Found slums. Disease. Filth. Housing couldn't keep up. Families lived in single rooms. Entire buildings shared 1 toilet. 1 water pump. 400s. Cholera. Typhoid. Tuberculosis. Swept through constantly. Life expectancy in Manchester, 25 years. In rural areas 40. Factories paid wages. But destroyed health. Shortened lives. People traded clean air, space, health. For money. Barely enough to survive. But it was money. And money was new. The pollution was unimaginable. Coal burned constantly. Millions of tons. Annually. The smoke blackened everything. Buildings. Clothes. Lungs. Rivers ran different colors. Red from dye factories. Black from coal. Green from chemical plants. The Thames in London. An open sewer. Fish died. Vegetation died. But production continued. England became the workshop of the world. The most powerful economy. Built on coal. On smoke. On poison. They called it progress. And it was. And it was catastrophic. Both things. Simultaneously. True. By 1830, the transformation was complete. Textiles. Completely mechanized. One person with machines could do what previously took hundreds. A power loom operated by a child produced more than a master weaver's lifetime work. In a week. Quality dropped. But quantity exploded. Prices plummeted. Clothing became affordable. The masses could buy what only the wealthy wore before. Democratization through mechanization. But the weavers? Starving. Their skills worthless. Centuries of craft knowledge. Obsolete. They had two choices. Factory work. Or starvation. Most chose the factory. Some chose death. The Luddites resisted. Violently. Broke machines. Burned factories. The government hung them. Progress doesn't negotiate. Textiles were just the beginning. Iron production exploded. 1750 Britain produced 25,000 tons of iron. 1,853 million tons. 120 times more. Why? New techniques. Abraham Darby's coke smelting. Henry Bessemer's converter. Machines that made iron stronger, cheaper, faster. Iron built railways. Bridges. Ships. More machines. Coal powered everything. 1,755 million tons mined. 1,850, 60 million tons. 12 times more. The mines went deeper. Darker. Deadlier. Women and children pulled coal carts underground. On hands and knees. Through tunnels barely 3 feet high. For 16 hours. The mortality rate was horrifying. But coal was essential. So they kept digging. Kept dying. Kept fueling the revolution. Moving goods was the bottleneck. Roads were terrible. Horses slow. 1760s solution, canals. Artificial rivers. Connecting cities. Factories. Ports. The Bridgewater Canal. 1761 first major industrial canal. Others followed. By 1820, 4,000 miles of canals. A boat could carry what 50 wagons carried. Cheaper. Faster. Canal construction employed thousands. Navvies. Navigational engineers. Laborers. Brutal work. Digging through rock. Building aqueducts. Locks. They died by the hundreds. Cave-ins. Floods. Disease. But the canals got built. Coal moved. Goods moved. Factories got supplies. Markets got products. The economy accelerated. Literally. Speed of commerce doubled. Then tripled. Then the railways came. And made canals obsolete. Progress cannibalizes progress. 1825 The Stockton and Darlington Railway. First public railway. Steam locomotives. George Stephenson's design. 25 miles per hour. Faster than any horse. Then any canal. Revolutionary. 1830 The Liverpool and Manchester Railway. Huge success. Profitable immediately. Railway mania began. Everyone invested. Railways to everywhere. By 1850, 6,000 miles of track. Connecting every major city. Factories could ship anywhere. Markets expanded nationally. Internationally. The railways didn't just transport goods. They transported the Industrial Revolution to the world. Britain built railways in India, Africa, South America, everywhere. Extracting resources. Shipping them to British factories. Sending back manufactured goods. The railway enabled empire. Made global capitalism possible. One invention. Changed everything. Again. The Industrial Revolution created new social classes. The industrial bourgeoisie. Factory owners. Enormously wealthy. From nothing. Arkwright died a millionaire. Started as a barber. These new rich had power. Economic power. Started demanding political power. The old aristocracy resisted. But money wins. Always. Below them. A new working class. Millions. Proletariat. No land. No tools. Just their labor to sell. Completely dependent on wages. On factory owners. On the system. No longer farmers who could grow food. Craftsmen who could make things. They owned nothing. Produced everything. And were trapped. The middle was new too. Engineers. Managers. Clerks. Shopkeepers. Serving the industrial economy. Three classes. Replacing the old feudal system. The class warfare of the next century. Started here. Workers didn't accept exploitation quietly. They resisted. Organized. 1799 Parliament banned labor unions. Made organizing illegal. Workers organized anyway. Secretly. The Luddites. 1811 to 1816 smashed machines. Burned factories. The government sent the army. Hanged Luddites publicly. Crushed the movement. But the idea survived. Trade unions formed. Illegal. But growing. Strikes happened. Brief. Violent. Usually failed. But sometimes won. Shorter hours. Better pay. Slowly. Very slowly. Safety improvements. Child labor laws. 1833 Factory Act. Children under 9 couldn't work. Children under 13. 8-hour maximum. Progress. Horrifying that it was necessary. But progress. Reform came. Because workers demanded it. And died demanding it. Change wasn't given. It was taken. Britain tried to keep industrialization secret. Banned exporting machinery. Banned skilled workers emigrating. Didn't work. Secrets leaked. Workers smuggled out. By 1830, Belgium industrializing. France. Germany. 1850, United States. Massive factories in Massachusetts. Pennsylvania. Using British designs. Improving them. By 1900, America outproduced Britain. Germany too. Industrialization spread globally. Always the same pattern. Machines. Factories. Cities. Exploitation. Pollution. Progress. Suffering. Every country. The same transformation. The same costs. The same benefits. The Industrial Revolution wasn't British. It was human. Universal. Inevitable. Once it started, it consumed the world. What did the Industrial Revolution create? Modern civilization. Everything around you. Your clothes. Made by machines. Your home. Built with industrial materials. Your food. Transported by industrial systems. Your medicine. Developed by industrial research. Your lifespan. Doubled by industrial medicine and food supply. Your freedom. Enabled by economic growth. Industrial capitalism created wealth. Unprecedented wealth. Not equally distributed, but growing. The middle class expanded. Education improved. Democracy spread. Because industrial economies needed educated workers. Informed consumers. Eventually. This took generations. Centuries. But it happened. The Industrial Revolution made the modern world, with all its benefits, possible. But the cost. The immediate cost. Generations of suffering. Children's lives destroyed. Workers' bodies broken. Communities shattered. Environments devastated. The craft. The knowledge. The dignity of making something with your hands. Lost. Forever. The connection to nature. To seasons. To natural rhythms. Replaced by factory bells. Clock time. Machine time. Never stopping. The autonomy. The independence. Gone. Replaced by wage slavery. Total dependence on employers. On systems. The clean air. The clean water. Sacrificed. For production. For profit. Millions died young. From accidents. Disease. Exhaustion. Their sacrifice. Built what we have. We live in comfort. On their graves. That's not metaphor. That's literal. Industrial wealth. Was built by workers. Who didn't share it. Didn't benefit. Died young. The question isn't was it worth it? The question is worth it to whom? To the factory owners who got rich? Yes. To the children who lost fingers? No. To modern humans with technology? Yes. To the weavers who starved? No. Both things are true. Simultaneously. Progress has a price. We're still paying it. Different ways. But paying. Part 2 will cover what happened next. The social revolution. The political fights. The unions. The reforms. The slow, bloody, multi-generational fight. To make industrialization less murderous. Subscribe for part 2. Like if you made it this far. Comment, was the Industrial Revolution worth its human cost? Because history says yes. The people who lived through it said no. And both are right.